Hey everybody, Kaoiji here. After putting up one of my recent videos about S8 abilities, in particular, I was talking about Skydance's Boon. A couple of people came over to my live stream to ask me about alternatives, and a couple of you guys have also stopped by to say that you guys are really excited about getting yours. So this video is going to be talking about units in specific and the S abilities that you guys should be looking for. Now, keep in mind that some of the S abilities that we're going to be talking about are an incredibly low drop rate. So if you don't get them right away, don't be disheartened. There will be capsules in the future that will allow you to get these a little bit easier. So let's go down the list and let's start with the S6 abilities. Now, when it comes to S6, luckily enough, there isn't like too many different ones that are actually like super good unless you're looking for very niche builds. But for S6 abilities that can be used on just about any class, there is only a handful. Now, the first one we're going to be talking about is S6 Guardian Shield, which you guys should get out of the prize metal exchange shop. And what Guardian Shield does is that it reduces damage taken by 7%. This does stack with other damage reduction potentials or class abilities, so it's just really good to be able to get if you can't get anything else. And then you also have S6Y skill, or skillful adept as it's called in global, and what this does is it increases the critical hit rate by 15%. Now this is incredibly good for most classes as it helps you to hit the 100 crit rate threshold, as well as if you wanted to use some of the other S abilities on your weapons, such as skilled balance or what's called on global precise balance. For example, of like if you were playing Phantom and you decided you wanted to use precise balance, this helps you to get back up to 100% crit. Now, I just use this as an example because there are a lot of other reasons why you wouldn't be using precise balance on anyone but a braver, but that's an entirely another video that we're going to go over at an entirely another time. And then if you're just looking to fill the slot because you can't get either one of the two previous, like Guardian Shield or Skillful Adept, then you could definitely fill that slot up with one of the other stats like fortified melee, ranged, or technique. And then moving on to S7. S7 is actually a little bit easier because there's actually not as many. There's like maybe one or two that are actually really good. And then for S7s, you basically have either Still Grace, which Still Grace recovers 4 PP per second while standing still for more than 1 second. And then you also have your Fortified Attack 1 and 2. Fortified Attack 1 and 2 basically increase your attack power by either 25 or 45 for each stat. And then that really covers S7s because as of right now, we really don't have a lot of S7 abilities that are available in global, but there'll be one a little bit later on. And depending on the global name, basically what it does is increases power by 1% and then reduces damage taken from enemies that are targeting you by 15. Now, just because it increases your power by 1% makes it incredibly useful, mainly so this way you can just get in that extra little bit of squeezed little bit of damage. And then when it comes to S8 abilities, this is a pool that's even smaller. We get back into S8 Skydance's Boon, which activates shift and D-band for 10 seconds when you stay in the air for longer than 2 seconds. Now, the cool thing about this is that every time you wanted to refresh the ability, all you have to do is go ahead and land and then get back up in the air. Or if you're always in the air anyway, it'll automatically refresh itself every 10 seconds. And then if you're looking for something to be able to replace this with, then you also have S abilities such as your fortified skills. And then you also have one that's called the Mighty Medication. Now, Mighty Medication, which makes you invincible while drinking a mate item. Now, the cool thing about this is that you get iframes while you're drinking a mate item. So long as you're able to use one of these items, you're basically able to dodge mechanics. What I've seen a lot of people do with Mighty Medication is they'll go in and right before they're about to take a big hit, if they're able to use a mate, dimate, or trimate, they then drink that, you taking off their mate lover's ring and then making it so that way they can take full advantage of the amount of iframes that you get with Mighty Medication. Personally, I don't recommend this because it requires you to then min-max the amount of ways that you play and also mitigate damage. But if this is your cup of tea, then this is definitely for you. Now, I just want to give you guys a little bit of peace of mind if you guys aren't able to get things like Skydance support, Still Grace, or even Skillful Adept. There's really nothing to worry about too much right now because there will be ways to be able to get these in their capsule version a little bit easier later on in the future. It'll still require you to be able to work towards them. However, they will be given to you upon completing said requirements. And like, let's say if you farmed for Luther 100 times over, or if you farmed Profound Darkness 100 times over, and you still haven't really gotten some of the ones that you're currently farming for, that's still okay because you will be able to get these a little bit later on. So while they're fun to farm for right now, if you're not the type of person who's like, oh my God, I just can't, I'm tired of the grind already, it's fine, hold off, you will be able to get them. It'll take you a little bit more work later, but you won't have to deal with the high amounts of RNG. Yeah, but anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video out here. I really hope that this was able to help some of you guys. I know that a lot of people have been looking for S grade augments for their units and haven't really figured out which ones they want to go for, because the only ones they've really been able to see are the stat increase ones. Now, when it comes to S6, there are a ton of other ones, but that are really good for certain classes. Like there's some for fighter, there's some for a Twal, and then so on and so forth. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Anyway, what S abilities and what augments do you guys want to be using, or what are you currently farming for right now? And then also, what are you guys just currently doing while you wait for the next big update, which is Divide Quests and a couple other things. But anyway, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome, stay beautiful. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.